Alright, so this is going to be my kind of blind walkthrough of the TEG engine. So, like, I haven't done this since the pipe apocalypse and all the fire changes, so I think I'm going to screw this up, but I'm going to do this for data's sake. Now, the point of the TEG engine is you are supposed to get hot gas into these red pipes and cold gas into the blue pipes. If you look with your T-ray scanner, you can see all the pipes and shit. All these pipes should be insulated, so you shouldn't have to worry about explosions. However, explosions still happen, so we'll go ahead and prepare for that. Also, this is a live round, so I'm probably going to get my ass kicked while drawing this. The first thing I should do is make some links. I'm going to find out what frequency those the computers are, and I'm going to be using the most important computer of this entire operation, which is the atmospheric automations computer. So we'll be linking to the frequency of 144.9, like so. Wait, like so. And I'm gonna name this heat meter. Bada bing. This will become very useful later. 1449. This is code meter, right? Code meter. Done. So yeah, you usually don't see your changes until you like close the thing. So don't worry about that. I don't think I'm going to be using this one, although I really should. Because, yeah, I'm going to do that. This is a bypass. Yeah, hot code bypass. Bypass. And then we'll get the other ones for release. By the way, I'm only using full names for these things only because I'm taking a video for it. If it was up to me, I'd be using acronyms like HR and HCB for a hot code bypass, which is much easier to punch in that damn computer. What's the ID tag for this shit? Oh yeah, this is code release. Code release. Alright, so we have everything linked in there. All these scrubbers are also linked to the automations chamber, but I haven't really figured out the optimal configuration for that, so I'm probably just gonna turn them shits off. As for the linking, I think I've done everything I could, with the exception of yelling at the AI to freaking get this damn door open. So I'll do that right now. Oh yeah, okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do, since well, now that I think about it, I've never really learned why I do this, but the person who showed me how to do it first said it is actually a pretty good idea. Now I think this eases the pressure on the heat output. By the way, this side is output and this side is input, I believe. I'm not entirely sure about this, so it's kind of funny how these things become regular pipes. And another volume pump. So you're pretty much doubling the, well, not doubling, but you're just making it a lot easier for the gas to flow once it leaves the heat circulator. bada bing. For observational sake, I'm gonna leave that uncovered. And it's open. All right. So for fuel, optimal fuel settings are 50-50 oxygen plasma for the longest burn. I haven't well, I did experiment on the, why did that nigga open it? Whatever. But I did experiment on trying to get the hottest burn with using different proportions of 4 slots of these damn canisters. So like, for example, 3-to-1 ratio. And that's it. I haven't really experienced with 2 slots, 3 slots. So if you guys know the hottest burn, please let me know. Would greatly appreciate that. I'm also dealing with lag, by the way, so if you're wondering why I'm stumbling around a place like a drunk retard, that's why. Alright, we have that. Now they've pretty much kind of, I think they mixed. Well, that's not really the purpose of this. The purpose right now is setting everything up. Now, I'm going to slap the plasma up on the loopy thingies, which is pretty much where the power is coming from. So these would be the wire to the generator. My leg. 1, 2. All right. So the last step of this would be making the precautionary measures. So remember all that linking we just did? Here's where it's coming in handy. So, seeing as these things are pretty much regular pipes, I believe. Let me see. Yep, regular ass pipes. Nope, insulated pipes. Whatever. But the TEG engine clogs at around 9,000 kilopascals. So once your pipes hit 9,000 kilopascals, it will just stop producing power, or produce a power so negligible it's not going to do anything. That said, we're going to go ahead and press the add button because that's what adding does. It puts things from places. What am I doing? If statement. All right. Straight to the bottom. And we're going to put a comparison as we are comparing things. Set left to. We're going to get sensor data. We are reading for pressure. I misclicked. Reading for pressure. This is very annoying. I'm going to go ahead and maximize. All right. Reading for pressure from sensor heat meter. And if it's greater than, we're going to have a safe number and set it to like around 6,000 because I'm really not really comfortable with anything higher than that. So if it is higher than 6,000, then we're going to turn the bypass valve on. So that would be digital valve set open and closed. Remember the bypass? Yeah, the bypass is pretty much it links the heat loop to the cold loop. So bada bing. When you do that, you're pretty much making the hot loop hotter and the cold loop colder, so the pressure drops in the hot loop and the pressure rises in the cold loop. However, since the cold loop is fucking cold, you're just gonna drop back to lower pressures. So you don't have to worry about that. It's pretty much, I don't want to waste plasma, but I need to cool it down. And if else, we'll keep the bypass closed. So if some retard accidentally opens it, it'll just close itself. There, now we have the heat check. We're going to name it heat check. Heat check. Next is code check. I should probably check chat. This guy is still in distress. That's very chilling. I'm sorry for your lots. Perhaps do an if statement. Yeah. Getting data. Pretty much doing the same shit for, god damn it. You're pretty much doing the same shit for, the same shit you did for the heat check for the code check. So, you're checking for pressure, in the cold meter, and if it's too cold, then instead of bypassing, you'll just send it straight to waste. Although I should probably think a little bit more, because if the code is gonna be whatever, we'll just take it one step at a time. Temperature. It's actually pressure. Cold meter greater than set right to a number greater than 6,000 for safety's purposes. Digital valve. Instead of bypassing, I think I'm just gonna do code release. Yep. Code released to open. And if not, then code release stays closed. Bada bing. Here's our script. All right, so pretty much the reason why I'm not using bypass for this is because the only way the pressure, well, the only way I intended for the pressure to get high in the freaking the only way I intend for the plasma to get high in the cold loop is if I'm using it as an emergency coolant for the hot loop. And if it gets too high in the cold loop, then that means the hot loop isn't going to get much colder. So we're just going to use the cold bypass to send that shit into space. And since it's already bypassed over here, the hot loop is also going into space. So there's that. Oh yeah, I forgot about the temperature check. Fuck. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and crank that shit up. Again, I don't exactly know the purpose of cranking that shit up, but when you crank that shit up, it helps. That's pretty much from what I've gotten. I'll go ahead and study this later. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and... Should I start it? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start the burn. And the burn starts, and you can watch the plasma flow, and it catches fire, and all those scrubbers turned off. I forgot how to... I know how to control those scrubbers, but I just don't know what to do with them, so... I'm pretty sure someone will tell me after I post this video. So yeah, you can check the temperature with this computer, which tells you what's going on in that damn tank. And we're at about 4,000 degrees Kelvin already. Good. Now for the fuel, I mean the wire. How the fuck open this? Too creepy. It's not closing. Oh dear. No, I got hacked. I'll fix that later. So yeah, for the heat loop, you're gonna go ahead and set the desired output to about 3,000, because dumping the entire can there is just gonna be a waste of plasma. But however, with our little script, it's just gonna moderate itself. So if you want to, and if you really trust that damn script, you can go ahead and put all of it in there. For this one, however, you're gonna dump the entire can. Okay, that's just gonna get really cold and really, really condensed. So you can go ahead and watch these meters, and you can see it's cooling down rapidly. Cold loops going into space through heat exchange pipes. That's how you cool gases. Well, quickly at least. This thing's heating up. Gases are expanding. We're at about a fair amount. And the last step to getting power is actually turning on the pumps. Since there's a lack of light here due to no power, when you turn on these pumps, the gas will circulate. I don't really understand how that works, but... no power, can't turn on the pumps. It is a huge bummer. Gonna have to force power. Give me a second. Yeah, this thing's dead. My plasma. Alright, There's some temporary power for us. Hopefully, the TEG would produce a fair amount of energies. And there we go. Turn that shit on. Turn that shit on. And turn that shit on. And we wait. I mean, we have gas here. It's at around 3,000. This is not a lot, by the way. Yep. And we have power. Yep, we're sparking, so I guess that's a good thing. We're pretty much right over 2K power, which is not really good for the amount of time that I spent. And our power is climbing, so I think I did a good job. Now, the TEG in combination with solars wired to the grid will be a decent amount of power to power the station. You're not going to fry assistance with it, but you will have a running station. If you're just going to run off this TEG, connected to SMASs, you're not going to get anything done. So, in my point of view, I would personally just link that shit straight to the grid. But that's just me. So there you go. There is your brief TEG walkthrough from your daily neighborhood faggot. Take care.